Jory Phillips.
Hi, everybody. Those are my little if I forget friends. We're just gonna watch me clean up house for a second. The show where you pay to watch me house clean. Hi, how's everybody doing? You know, that's the one phrase that they don't ever want you to say in stand-up. You know, you're not supposed to say it because it's so cliche. But then we all say it. It's like a compulsion. You get up there, you're like, how you doing? It'll break the ice if I say that first. So give it up for Lindsay one more time, right? She simultaneously made me terrified and slightly look forward to getting older. Not old, I said older, if you're still in there. So I'm Jory. This is my show. It's called Sorry Jory. If you pronounce it correctly, it rhymes. I named it that specifically because I really enjoy listening to Americans do bad Canadian accents. And I know you guys don't mean for them to be bad. It's just they're not very good. It's okay. I can't really do a Canadian accent either. Unfortunately. I wish that I could. So I'm Canadian. You probably assumed that from context. You look like a very, very smart group of people. From what I can see, which is like 2 of you in the front row. So I come from like a really small town in Canada. Like really small. And just to get you guys thinking about what small is, just so you're aware, the population of the country of Canada is less than the population of the state of California. By a couple of million. So when I say a small town, I mean a real small town, right? What is that? Is that like an airplane? I was scared there for a second. They heard me talking about Canada. It's like the feds. They're like, we're coming to get her. Right here, right now. Can I continue? Yeah, so I come from an island, Gulf Island in British Columbia. I would be shocked, utterly shocked if any of you have heard of it. But it's a very, very small island. Population of 1,000 people. Yep, that's right. I grew up the first 18 years of my life on a rock with a population of a relatively small high school. Yeah. I mean, it is the kind of small where you don't get to have strangers. You know that thing, Lindsay touched on it, where you meet somebody and you're like, where do I know you from? And you kind of go through the list, you like pull out your planners, you're like, who's your doctor? Like, do you work at SPD? And then like finally you figure out, you're like, oh my God, we have the same dentist. That doesn't happen. You don't get to have that moment. You literally know these people from diapers to diapers, okay? And the thing is, you can be like not from there, and by the time you arrive, people will know. It's scary. So I brought my boyfriend home for Christmas, last Christmas. First time in Canada, first time on the island. I really should have warned him. But how? You know, how do you explain something like that, you know? So we get in, like, under cover of darkness. Just to clarify, like, nobody saw us arrive. We were on the last ferry. And we get over and, you know, we go to sleep and we wake up. And the first thing we do in the morning is we walk into the downtown and we go to the store. Just to clarify, the store means the one store on the island. It closes at 6. We got there early. So I walk in and the shopkeeper is so excited to see me. He's like, Jory, oh my God, how are you? How's California? We missed you. Tell me all about it. And then he turns and he looks right at my boyfriend and he goes, oh, you must be Beau. It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. It's a real shame your car broke down on Halloween, you know? When an alternator goes out like that, sometimes you just gotta get rid of it. I'm glad you guys decided to just buy a new one. And then he just stands there, you know, like that wasn't really weird. Like it's not totally creepy to know intimate details of a stranger who lives 1,000 miles away. And then it happens 3 more times. How was I supposed to explain that? Like, honey, just so you know, like my worse than any ex-girlfriend you've ever had. I'm talking, they are gonna know where you grew up, who your first kiss was, what your sexual preferences are, and then they're gonna talk about it like it's not weird. Yeah, I'm kind of used to it. That's kind of the reason why when I was growing up, I didn't date anybody. You know, I didn't even kiss anybody until I was 18, and I had actually moved off the island. I had to put 4 hours and 2 bodies of water in between me and the island to feel like I could get some privacy. Like, I don't think you guys fully understand. There was 12 people in my graduating class. 12 people. From kindergarten to graduation. I don't really care what you're into, but that's incest. And here's the thing. If you find one of them, you're like, yeah, I can tolerate that. Like, I could settle for you. We could grow old on this rock together. You kind of want to get some alone time with them, right? You know, you want to fall in love, right? So maybe you know this place in the woods. You hike like 10 miles out of the way. You know that nobody's going to be there. You find this perfect Disney-like forest glen. I'm talking meadow, soft focus in the background for some reason. There's like birds, they have little ribbons. There's like piano music. This is it. You know, this is the perfect setting for the first kiss. And you're there, and they're in front of you, and you're leaning in, and your eyes are closed, and your lips are about to touch. And then you remember that when they were in 6th grade, they fell over backwards into a pile of dog shit, and it got all the way up to their head, and everyone called them shithead for literally years. And then when you're thinking about that, you remember that when you were in 1st grade and you pissed your pants and they were the only person who could lend you a pair of pants? You can't be intimate with a person like that. There's no mystery. So you give up, right? You're like, okay, I'm just gonna go. You hike your 10 miles back out of the forest. I guarantee you by the time you reach a road, someone's gonna be standing there on the corner like, sorry about your first kiss there, Jory. Shame it didn't work. Better luck next time. I'm making it sound like it's really bad. It's not that bad. There's lots of good things about growing up in an island that small. One of them, for instance, is that you grow up knowing that you have no future. That's a good thing. I'm sure at least one of you guys have had this thing where you're like, should I go? Should I forge my own path? I'm ready, but my parents live here, and my friends are here, and I know this, but you don't get to have that, okay? There are no jobs. Okay, there's 6 jobs, and they are taken. So sure, you can stay. You can hang out in your shack by the beach and catch fish, you know, while you wait for the current shopkeeper to die, and then you can fight with the other 996 people for the chance, is that 994 people, for the chance to stock shelves for the rest of your life. Yeah, I'm not interested. So there's not a lot going on back home for me. I have a couple of friends who decided to stay, who made the choice, and I hit them up all the time for island gossip. Like, it's so simple, it just sustains me in a way that just regular living cannot, you know? So I called up my friend the other day, and I was like, what's new? And she's like, oh, you know, nothing. Oh, I made some cupcakes last week, and I put them out on the compost, and then get this, the ravens are out there right now, and they are eating the cupcakes, but the eagle is circling, and so is the vulture. And I'm like eating this up, I'm like, can you see the ravens? Like, do they look smug? Those cocky bastards. You think they're gonna fight? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'll hang up, I'll let you go. You text me, okay? I wanna know. So I've been coming back and forth between Canada and California for like 3 years now. And about 2 years and 11 months of that, including now, has been dealing with immigration, trying to get my green card. Just to clarify for you, anybody out there that doesn't know, I am an immigrant. That's not just reserved for brown people that make you feel uncomfortable. It just means anybody that comes from another place. Canada is another country. I know you call it the 51st state, but No, but it's cool. And I'm aware of the immigrant rhetoric. I'm saved a lot of it because I'm cute and I'm white and I don't really have an accent, so people don't really lay that on me very often. But I hear a lot, job thief, right? They're stealing our jobs and also somehow are lazy at the same time. Taking all of our jobs, but just sitting there, not doing them as well as I can. Okay. See, I take a little offense to that because I'm not a job thief. I'm a job collector, okay? It is my goal to take as many jobs as I can away from Americans. It's my own little form of domestic terrorism, like one by one, which is funny because on the green card application I checked no on the box that says, "Are you a terrorist?" That's a real question, just so you know. I'm not making that up. And the question immediately below it says, "Were you a member of the Nazi Party in Germany between the years 1942 to 1945? I was not, if anybody was worried. Please don't. These water get parched. So the last job that I had, I made it sound like I'm quitting all these jobs, but I take, temporary jobs. Immigrating is very, very expensive, just so you guys know. Stupid expensive. So I took a job as a flagger for a little while. Do we know what a flagger is? The person with the stop-go sign that ruins your whole fucking day because now you're 10 minutes late for your hot yoga, coffee enema, dance party, whatever you want to do. Screaming at me do you think I can just let you through? Do you want to die? It was weird though, construction, you don't look at me and think, construction. I never thought I would end up in any way touching construction. But the thing that really disappointed me about it, I thought that I was gonna get to catcall people. Right? Movie, TVs, books, right? Every single one of those, who is catcalling people? Construction workers. Yeah. So I was preparing, right? It's pretty much the only reason I took that job. I'm sitting at home, I got all these lines worked out, "Hey girl, that ain't the only semi around here, if you know what I mean." Or "Hey baby, let me show you my jackhammer." Things that work way better when you have a penis. But I was prepared. And then the people in their cars decide that they are going to catcall me. How is that fair? And the weird thing about it is it's a really small road. So it's the same 5 or 6 people coming back and forth all day. I was really getting to know them, And by getting to know them, I mean I was making up stories about them in my head. Come on, you stand there for 12 hours by yourself. I had lives planned out. There was this one guy, he's the perfect Mexican grandfather, he's got this beautiful smile, little mustache, he always waves when he goes by. I picture him at home, him and his wife, she's washing dishes, he's sitting there with a book, there's a picture of their kids on the counter. They live in southern LA, that's where he grew up. He hasn't been back in a while, and she cracks a joke, and he smiles, and he's laughing, and he slows down his car, and he rolls down his window, and he goes, "Hey, mamacita!" Why? Or the cowboy, right? There's this guy, I swear to you, he is a real cowboy, because he has the hat. Yeah. I'm not messing around. He had the hat, and he was driving a truck. Yeah. So he has this little baby girl in the back. She's 6 or something like that. And he's cruising. He goes on by. I always wave at him. She waves at me. I'm oh, they're so cute. Because that man knows how to treat a woman, That man knows how to raise his daughter up right. She's going to know how to fix fences and, drive cows. Do something with wheat. She's going to be a real farm girl, And then one day he drives back and he rolls down his window and goes, "Hey cutie, I like your outfit." My outfit? Thanks. Because I've really been told that reflective gear and a hard hat brings out my eyes. Because that's the thing that you have to understand here. The me that they are catcalling is not the me that you see in front of you right now. This me took work. The me that they are catcalling got up at 4 in the morning, okay? No makeup, I'm wearing 4 layers of clothing. My hair is in pigtails because that's the only way to keep it out of my face underneath the hard hat. And it's cold, right? Like really, really cold. I'm one of those people whose nose and cheeks go bright red in the cold. I look like a 5-year-old homeless child. You should not be catcalling me. There is no excuse for that. See, I kind of have a problem with catcalling in general, and it's mostly because I don't understand it. Like, I have never in my life seen someone so beautiful that I wanted to yell at them from across the street. They're like, "You look nice!" Ah! And the thing is like, if that's all it was, I'd be a little more okay with that, you know? If they were just yelling compliments for some reason. But it's so sexually charged. It's like when you wake up in the morning and you put on a sock and instead you realize that it's a sock that someone came into the night before. You know? Yeah, that's a thing. People do that. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Or don't. Actually, you probably don't want to. So on that note, has anybody noticed that, like, 12-year-olds are getting uncomfortably good looking? You know what I mean? Like, little girls are starting to kind of look hot. And I don't mean that I'm attracted to them, okay? If you want to know what I mean, just go ahead and Google hot 12-year-old. No, wait, no, do not go ahead and Google hot 12-year-old. But I don't know if it's a hormonal thing or if it's like they just have more money than me, but I keep seeing like babies that are fucking killing it, you know? It's sickening and so not fair. Because like puberty wasn't super kind to me. Shock, gasp, oh, you look so wonderful. Stop. It took a while, okay? When the other girls were doing fun things like getting breasts and menstruating and looking feminine, I just kept getting taller, you know? I have this theory that the little dude in my head who was in charge of doing puberty just fucked it up. Like somebody gave him the wrong papers. He thought it said M instead of F. One day he's just sitting there and he's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's a girl!" His friend walks in and is like, "What do you mean it's a girl?" "It's a girl." No, no, it can't be a girl. We've been making him tall for hunting and basketball. I'm gonna be fired, I'm gonna be fired, I can't, no man, it's okay, just do it now. Do it now? Just start it, just start everything, give her her period. At this rate, she's not gonna have breasts until she's 19. It's cool, man. Androgyny's in. Just go with it. I mean, who am I kidding? I like being tall. There's something actually really enjoyable about walking into a room wearing heels and just knowing that everyone feels lesser. You know? Everyone. Men and women. I feel like a drag queen, you know? Like this giant figure of femininity. Got my hair, got my titties on fleek, as the kids say. Yeah, I'm hip. I know what's up with that. But the thing is like, bodies are super weird. You ever think about that? And I don't just mean in the context of like your own body and all those weird little things that you get obsessed about, but like bodies in general. Just close your eyes if you want for a second, but we're gonna go on a little journey here because a body is just a sack of gooey red fleshy stuff mixed around with some weird hard calcium stuff and little bendy bits covered in fat and then this weird furry outer layer. That's it. That is people. And we all start, you know, in the traditional sense, from a penis and a vagina just ramming each other over and over and over until magic snot shoots out, and that is people. At least that's what public school led me to believe. But it's like weird how obsessed people get about it, you know? Like We are all these magical meatbag things, and somehow we've figured out how to walk and communicate, which is incredible, but we still get all hung up when we see somebody whose meatbag is a little different than our meatbag. Well, let me break it down for you guys. Everybody's meatbag is different. Deal with it. Bam, world peace. Solved it right there. Remember that next time you see somebody a little different. Compliment them on their meatbag. But we're so lucky to live in the time that we're in, right? Because like, even if you don't like something about your body, which all of us don't, and you want to, you can change it. You don't like your hair, want to go blonde? Blonde. Don't like your boobs? Get rid of them, make them bigger, whatever you want. You can do it to an extent, you know? We live in the future. It is so cool. Have you ever tried to explain that to a child? Because they have no idea how cool it is to be alive right now. Because the thing is, like, everybody who was around sort of pre-internet, and don't go bothering trying to figure out how old I am. I grew up on an island, okay? Technology was a little late coming to me. Pre-internet people have this awe, you know, this appreciation, because we're seeing it grow. I mean, we went from Pong to Tron, and I'm talking Tron like the concept of Tron, like where you're in the game, like the movie of Tron, where we are in the game. Virtual reality is a thing. How are we not more excited about that? I get that it's like in its infancy now, but like this is a 1950s science fiction writer's wet dream that we are living, okay? The guys who wrote the original Star Trek were like, no one will believe this shit, and now it's real. And then you try explaining that to someone who's like 12, you're like, get this, back in my day, when you had a cordless telephone, you couldn't turn on the microwave. If you were lucky to have a cordless telephone. Back in my day, if you wanted to go somewhere, you had to have a physical map or an understanding of basic directions. Back in my day, if you wanted something, you had to go to the store. There wasn't just some magical box that you could be like, beep, boop, boop, and then suddenly there's shit at your door. That doesn't happen. And you're explaining this to them, and they just look at you, and they're like, Siri, get me the quickest directions to the nearest recreational marijuana dispensary? And then they fucking roll off on their hoverboard. So social media is like freaking me out a little bit right now. You guys too? Any of you guys on social media? Anybody out here not on social media? Woo! Woo! We got 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. Where did you come from? It's incredible though. Like I feel like it's changing my brain. You know, like now I'm out for a nice meal, I see my food, instead of going, I should eat that, I go, I should take a picture and share that with my grandmother, my mother, and 5 random people who I met yesterday and add it. No one cares about that, but we think it, you know? And it's the thing that's starting to scare me is I think it's a slippery slope. You know, it starts out easy, like we don't want to socialize as much, so maybe I'm not going to go out to that movie with my friends, I'll just stay at home and pirate it, watch it by myself. That's cool, you know? But then it becomes, why do I do anything? I can just marry Siri. You guys see that movie, Her? Yeah, they're going to look back at that and be like, that was a really informative documentary. They were so smart. They were very, very ahead of their time. Because the thing is, we're all doing it, you know? It's like, why would I remember my boyfriend's number? It's in my phone and in the cloud. Okay, that's fine. That's logical, a little less for you to remember. And then it's like, why would I go grocery shopping? I can get Amazon to bring it to my door. That's still fine. And then it becomes, why would I talk to a woman? I can just send her hundreds of unsolicited dick pics. Okay, what happened there? And then finally, why would I interact at all? I can just marry Siri. It's a slippery slope, you guys. Keep your eyes on it. Okay, it's freaking me out, man. It's like too real. It's just that social media rewards you for being lazy. You know, because we can pretend to have these fascinating lives and no one will ever know. even the people who know us in real life, you can just put up this front and be like, aha, I just got back from my trip, when really you were just like having surgery to get a sixth toe removed or something. But you're sitting at home and you're posting all these pictures of Hawaii with like hashtags like living the dream, sunbaked, and everyone's like, I'm so jealous. Tricked ya. Half of my friends in Canada think I live in LA. I'm not gonna correct them. No offense, guys, but that looks way cooler in Canada. Where are you from? Grass Valley, you wouldn't have heard of it. And they don't. People in Canada just kind of think that there's LA. That's it. There's California, which has LA, and occasionally San Francisco. It drifts in and out. Yeah, so I'm starting to get caught up in the social media thing too. You know, the other day I caught myself, like I got all dressed up to go for a run. I had like these cute little shoes, I had like my jogging pants and my little ponytail, and I like walked down the steps, and I'm like, ooh, this looks nice. Yeah. Take a little picture of my shoes, put it up there, like, hashtag I am my own car, hashtag sexy bitch, hashtag environmentally conscious, I'm running, hashtag I'm really cool. And then I just stopped and I was like, do I really need to run now? Because the thing is I'm kind of basing my whole day off how many likes my post gets. Like, you know, 2 or 3 likes, like, yeah, I guess I'll go to work and do my thing. Like 100 likes, I'm going back to bed. Day over. Doesn't matter if it's like 10 in the morning. I'm like, fuck it, I accomplished something today. But it's scaring me because it's kind of making me into a procrastinator, you know, like when there's something fun that I would rather do, I'll just do that instead of like a work thing. And then I keep hitting this really weird, I don't know, like a problem, you might call it, where sometimes the work thing is a fun thing, so I have a hard time doing it. Like writing the stand-up set, you know, like half of my brain is like, write the set! Oh my god, this is great! And the other half is like, can we just go outside and like take pictures, or like get some ice cream, or like watch Netflix. So I just kind of compromised and didn't write an ending for my set. So this is all I have. Thank you guys so much for coming.